Ready, break.
Welcome back to another episode of the Viking Huddle. I'm your insurance guy. I know when I wanted today. I just recorded myself. Not even recording. I was just talking to myself technically. But the Viking Huddle is powered by Ibid Electric Company. So thank you to the fine people at Ibid for our second sponsor. We also want to thank our first OG sponsor, Ted Schrader and Schrader Tree Farms. Ted is a 1999 graduate and wanted to help out the podcast. So we like to promote his business. Schrader Tree Farms is located in Edwardsburg, Michigan. Will be offering pre-cut Christmas trees starting on November 23rd. You can also sign up for a wreath class starting November 17th. For more information, search on their Facebook, Schrader Tree Farms, or go to the website, schradertreefarms.com. To go over Niles Athletics again, the girls lost 3-1 against Harper Creek in the regional semifinals. So congratulations to the Lady Vikes on the outstanding season, winning districts and all that. Football plays on Friday night against Portland for a regional championship, so we need everyone there, loud, fill the stands with blue and gold, and cheer on boys as they get closer to the state title. All right, so my guests today are Mr. Scott Zavits and Mr. Dana Daniels. How you gentlemen doing today?
Good.
Good, very well.
Good. All right, good. I'm going to start with the questions with Scott. So, you ready? You ready for your questions?
Yep.
So, what year did you graduate? You went to Niles High School here?
Went to Niles High School, graduated in 1989, 35 years ago.
Oh, man. So, what was your high school experience like?
School was great. Went to school down at Eastside, right down, and I actually grew up in this neighborhood on Sheffield.
All right.
So this was the school grounds were my stomping grounds as a kid.
Oh, man. So, even when you were little or in high school, did you play, like, any sports or?
High school, I played football, freshman, junior, JV, varsity. I played basketball just my freshman year, and then we just played intramural, and then track was my main sport.
Okay.
I was a 4-year varsity in track.
Were you a runner?
I was a half miler, but also ran the quarter mile. So 1 lap and 2 laps.
Dang, I couldn't do that, to be honest. So now you're all grown up now. We're in 2024, and now you're involved with so many things here at the high school. You do the boosters, you coach Rocket football, Little League stuff, and you do the concessions. So, like, how do you balance all that with your work and then doing this after?
Well, I work nights. I'm a UPS semi-driver, been there for 33 years. So my late mornings, early afternoons, I have a lot of time. So since Mr. Brawley took over the AD here,
Right.
I stepped in and started helping him with, and Jimmy Brawley with the baseball field. I take care of the dirt. I'm the dirt guy. And then as things progressed with Mr. Brawley being here, I got onto the boosters and coaching Little League out of Howard. I used to be the dirt guy out there, help in the concession stand out there. So I had experience with the concessions. And after the ladies left, they did their job at the concessions and wanted to be done. And I went ahead and took over. So I do all the ordering and keep everything stocked.
Okay. So, so you already talked about where you work, or why? So why do you do this for? Like, why do you do it? All this for the athletics?
For one, it's my school, my town,
Right.
but it's also my son's. My son's in 6th grade now.
Okay.
Helping Jimmy in the wintertime. Brody's been around you,
Yep.
all your teammates,
Yep.
and I think it's very good for him growing up. I mean, he looks up to all you guys.
Right.
Yeah.
So, why? I don't know if you already answered, but why are you so passionate about Niles, the community, the schools, the kids, like the students myself?
Well, that's where we're born and raised.
Right.
You know, I've never left Niles. I still reside in Niles. I work in Elkhart. But yeah, it's where we're from.
Okay. So that was a quick one, but so what advice do you give to community members who maybe aren't involved, or what would you say to them?
It takes a lot of time being involved, but
Right.
I mean, look what I'm getting back is, I've been doing the chains for 34 years now.
Right.
I've went a lot of years on losing seasons.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of coaches.
Oh yeah.
But everything around here is getting better. The football team, the basketball team,
Yep.
the baseball team, the wrestling team.
Yep.
Girls volleyball just won districts.
Yep.
It's a full circle here. Everything that Matt's doing with, we got turf field now.
Right.
We're putting a new softball field out there with concessions and bathrooms.
Oh yeah.
Got a new weight room, new wrestling room. It doesn't stop. So I totally believe you build it, they will come.
Right.
So he's building it.
Right. So I'm gonna ask your opinion on what the football team right now from the last 2, well, I'm gonna say 3 years, because we went to district final my freshman year. So watching us make the playoffs in a long time, a few years ago, what was your reaction? How did you feel after that?
Oh, great. I think before that, the only playoffs we made was when Lonnie played.
Oh yeah.
And that was quite a few years ago.
Oh yeah.
And just to get that taste back again. And just from where I stand, I'm on the visitor side of the field with the down box,
Right.
and seeing the stands each week get bigger and bigger and bigger. The community's rallying around you guys.
Yeah. But and then we won districts. That was big. And then last week I saw you gave Dane Asmus the down marker.
Sure did.
What was that all about?
I'm involved with all you. I know all you
Right,
guys.
right.
Brody knows all you guys. But
Yeah.
the down box, I put it on 1.
Yeah.
Because that's how I feel. I think you guys have a really good chance of going all the way.
Oh, yeah.
And that just, the down box in the pictures was kind of a part of all of us.
Right. Yeah.
You guys all know us on the
Right.
sidelines,
Yeah.
and it's hard to stay biased, but we cheer for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
So you want to talk about who's on the sideline with you, so the people know?
Yeah. Myself, Derek Balos, Danny Balos, Casey Gowan, Randy Lujan, Mark Remus, Scott Krieger.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, some weeks guys can't make it.
Right.
They got stuff going on. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys have a schedule going?
yeah,
All right.
it works.
It works. Well, so thank you, Scott, for your little quick interview. So I'm
Thank
going
you.
to Mr. Daniels. Mr. Daniels, what year did you graduate?
I graduated in 1974,
Okay.
so 50 years ago.
Yeah. Wow.
So you want to talk about your high school experience with sports and all that?
With sports, I was on again, back in those days, Ringlardner and Ballard were both 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
Ironically, our biggest rival, I was at Ringlardner. Our biggest rivalry was with Ballard. They were the Bulldogs, we're the Ringlardner Lancers, and it was big enough that I can tell you we beat them 20-0 in football that year for the 5th year in a row. So,
What year did they combine? Remember that?
I think it was in the 90s, early 90s that happened.
Okay.
So, anyway, played football those 3 years. Played my JV year. And junior year, I played soccer. I was on the first soccer team that Niles ever had. And then senior year, I went back to football. Ironically, I had the same line coach, Jim Best, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12. Those years, which was very unusual.
So were you in any other activities, like Key Club or what other clubs they have?
No, at this point, I was very, very dedicated to my studies. I'll put it that way. My senior year of high school was far more difficult than my freshman year of college.
Okay. So you mentioned you went to college. So where'd you go to college at?
I graduated from Western Michigan University, the business degree.
Okay. So then you did all that. Now you have a daughter, and she went to school here,
Yes, she did.
and she won a state title here in 2009 for
Yes, she
softball.
did.
So you want to like explain all that?
She had seen me playing softball, slow pitch softball, probably 5 years old, 6 years old, something like that. Probably 6 years old. And she got involved with the neighbors. We grew up next to the McLaughlins. Matthew McLaughlin was point guard here for a basketball team.
Right.
Anyway, so she started playing that and played out at NBGSA for a number of years, and then got asked to be on a travel team, Niles Intensity. She had always, for her travel experience, always played up. So she was 12 years old, but it was a 14U team.
Right.
And that continued the whole time through. As a freshman here at Niles, she was all conference and all district. As a sophomore, she was conference, district, and all regional.
Okay.
And then as a junior, the year we won state, she made all state first team.
Okay.
So, yes.
Scott's phone's going off.
Yes. Anyway, so that was her experience with sports. She only played one sport, not by choice, but
Right.
that's the way it worked out.
Yeah. So now you've seen her grown up. She married Coach Phil Walker here at the high school.
Yes.
Had the grandson.
Yes, I do.
So what's the grandson's name?
Beckett Mason Philwalk.
I like that name. I like the name Beckett. So like, how like
Coach Michael gave him that name, by the way.
Coach Michael did?
It was originally going to be Mason Beckett Philwalk, and he decided that they couldn't have that.
Right.
So he changed it around for the initials.
Oh, okay. So like, do you see your grandson every day or not? Or
I get to see him about 3 to 4 times a week.
okay.
Yeah. In fact, tonight won't be one of those.
Got it all scheduled out.
Yeah, it's all scheduled out based on my daughter's work schedule.
Okay.
We pick him up at 4.
All right. Well, it's really all the questions I have today, fellas. So I want to appreciate you guys for joining me.
How about I see on the bottom here the prediction?
Oh, yes. What is your guys' score prediction? Scott, I'm going to start with you.
Well, I left the concession stand as all the players were coming out on the field yesterday, and I got to see my guy, Johnny Morrison.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the first thing I asked him.
Oh, man.
Johnny, what's the prediction? Johnny is saying 28-14 Vikings, and I like that.
I like that. Close game because two good teams.
Yeah.
Mr. Daniels, how about you?
I think our offense is going to do better than that. The records I've looked at with Portland, their games, it looks like their defense can be scored on.
Yeah.
So I think 14 is probably a good number, but I think it'll be more like 35 to 42 to 14.
I like it, Daniel.
I like
Come on.
that. I like that.
it.
So coaches listen to this. So if they hear that, let's have a good game. Practice is in about half hour. So it's got to have a good week of practice and be mentally locked in to win Friday.
Burn the boats.
Burn the boats, baby. So fellas, thank you for joining me. That's really it. That's the whole podcast. If you're going to the game Friday, you got to get a ticket on gofan.co. If you can't make it, you can tune into Viking Network and listen to radio with Mr. O, his partner Michael Markoch at highschoolstreaming.com. You can also listen to Andy Stuver and the Professor Bob Birch on ajsportscasting.com. So Friday's team's blue and gold. We need that filled up because I think our boys are wearing blue and gold.
It's going to be packed.
Oh, it's going to be a packed game. So
Weather's going to be good, too.
What's
Just
the weather?
like last week, it's going to be high 50s, I think.
High 50s.
All right. Shall wear a hoodie under my jersey then.
Yep.
Yeah.
But so thank you guys for doing. Thank you to our sponsors, Ibid Electric Company and Shady Tree Farms. If you please subscribe, give us 5-star rating, and share. We would really like your appreciation in listening to this. But as always, go Vikes.
Ready, break!